evening, folks. This is Nadia Monet with Lips Aflame. And Mickey and Minnie are here too. Okay, so another racial attack at the Stiletto show. The Stiletto show. Okay, so this is a brand new Stiletto show I went to. And so I went there, another racist attack, screaming, yelling, hitting kids, dragging them on the floor, telling kids to scream. So I pull up there and, of course, stalkers in the parking lot, and there's like a neuropathic office. Ironic, because stalkers can't even be helped. There's something wrong with their minds, and they're pretending to act like they don't have a live feed because they all sound beyond crazy and people are criticizing and asking them about it. So they're pretending to act like they don't have a live feed because people are in shock that businesses are helping, exchange for drugs, sloppy blowjobs, cheap marijuana, pot, stuff like that. So they're pretending to act like they don't have a feed because they're trying to that doesn't look normal. I don't know if there's a word for it, abnormal and crazy to still sound weird. It doesn't sound like, it sounds beyond that. I don't think there's a word to describe. Obsessive. I would say obsessive is worse for them than crazy and insane. And, but hey, it's all over me. They don't do this for just anyone. Okay, so anyway, right when I go in the doors, first there are cars in the parking lot, and they're pretending to act like, they don't know, but they do. Of course, I announced it. Even if I didn't, they still would show up. And, because, the staff is dirty. They tell them anyway. So to get back at them and make them a higher 10,000-foot emasculation of me and everybody else, because they act like, they're the police of the world with scum world laws, which don't count. And now, if they didn't know it before, now they definitely know it. That humans with high positions in real world society, they count. We count. Not scum and mildew and rotten mold of a tiny little hillbilly town. And, so anyway, I go in there, right when I open the doors, they're pretending to act like they don't have a live feed, and they're like standing by the neuropathic door of the office right next to the fashion show, the Stiletto show, and they're like acting like, we were waiting for you to come in from the parking lot. Like, we didn't see a live feed of you, so because we're trying not to look crazy. Crazy is too nice a word. Crazy's me, fun in a party way. We're trying to look all normal because businesses and we're getting criticized. And maybe the businesses don't want to help us, so, we're pretending to act like, we're waiting, and they could see me through the glass door, and then they pretend to act like, we didn't know she was coming until now when they had a live feed. And then they're standing behind the neuropathic doctor office door, and it's 10 feet away from my entrance door. And right when I open the door, they're acting like, they didn't know, and then they open the door 10 feet away from... They were standing behind the glass door entrance of the neuropathic doctor door. And I was standing like 10, 15 feet away, opening the door to the first entrance door from the parking lot. So right when I opened the door, they opened the door. I was like, good acting, not. So when I come in, I think it was the big red man again. I don't know. It was dark. It could have been a different man. I really don't know if it's the same one from last time. Maybe it was. It was dark in there. It kind of looked like Big Red from last time. The one who's freezing me. And anyway, so I go in, and again, yelling, screaming. I don't know, they're just trying to act clever and smart. I haven't released their name. I don't know if they're getting bad publicity criticism. Or Home Depot, Walmart, and Scottsfield neighbors here, they're begging them not to, because someone or all of them are getting criticized. Someone or someone's is saying something to them and they do not like it. And they know when they show Nadia, you're not going to get any bad publicity from me. It's all good. And they don't like the good publicity I give them. And anyway, they act like they're really doing me a favor and downplaying it when they know I'm just going to do the same thing. No matter what they do. Anyway, they tried to act really bad today, like, oh, we've been doing you a favor, Nadia, the past few times, and now we're gonna up it. I've been through worse. I was just bored with it. I'm like, just do me the fashion show. You know, there's nothing you can do to me. And so anyway, I go in, and Big Red stalls. She's like, oh, I didn't know anyone was here. I just played along. I was like, oh yeah, we all know she's lying, or she was lying. And I was like, yeah. I had an appointment with Edgar, and for the stilettos, and then Big Red was like, oh, and then they're like, oh, okay, 11 o'clock or 10:30 and whatever, 10:45. And I go, okay. And I said 10:30, and they're like, okay. And they're like, let us look. And then they're like, with who? And they said last name. I said Edgar Smith. And I was like, oh, and they're like, okay. And then so they purposely disappeared. And it looked like no one was at the fashion show. It was all empty when I came in. And then when I happened to walk by in the reception area and pass by, they're trying to act like they're ghosts. They had a stalker there sitting in a chair from far away. That wasn't there before when I passed a minute ago. They're acting like they're ghosts. Again, this looks obsessive and crazy and so butt fucking whoringly awesome. And yeah, this is supposed to bother me. I'm telling you guys because I think it's all. Look, my point is it's bothering them. So that girl, whoever it was, stalker, a fake customer, I don't know if she's an employee or something. She's acting like, oh, she had magical powers and could see when they have a live security feature. I don't know. But yeah. And like, aren't you ashamed of yourself? All of you, especially all of them. I'm like, aren't you ashamed? Aren't you embarrassed to show anybody besides me that? I would not be showing that person that. I'd be thinking that person, even like my mother says, you're putting that person on a pedestal, you're boosting their ego, and this is supposed to, that's the complete opposite from suicide. Okay, anyway, I just wouldn't, just thinking about it, I'm starting to feel hot in the cheeks right now thinking about it. That's humiliating. That's why me and Trailer Trash don't get along. You don't show, that's like saying, again, look, my kid was born blind. Oh no, I'd rather have them challenged. Being sighted is boring. No, nobody believes that. That's nothing to be proud of. Okay, I just had to rub that in. So, anyway, she leaves, and then I sit there for a while, and again, it's for stalkers. All come around me, scream around me. Employees talk about Trump, racism, stuff like that, and immigration. And then these employees, you could feel their embarrassment. I could feel that they were embarrassed, and I felt stupid and embarrassed for them, and I could feel their humiliation and stupidity through the door. I'm like, well, then why are you doing it if you're so embarrassed? I'm like, at least open the door. Anyway, they were so embarrassed. They're hiding behind this door, these other two girls. And they were yelling and screaming and acting like it was a normal conversation. I just heard voices. I didn't hear the conversation, honestly. I just heard, even though they're talking loud, the gang stalking, boring noise campaign, they can't do anything else without getting arrested. So all they can do is this, ha, ha, hoo, ha, hey. Hit thing, that's it. I'm so used to it. Maybe other things happened that I didn't see or hear because I'm saying, but anyway, I wasn't listening to them, but they were talking really loud. I know that makes no sense, but I just space out. Anyway, and then the big red comes back, and she's like, oh, and she's like, did you get any text messages from Edgar? And I said no, and I figured, okay, they canceled my appointment on behalf of Home Depot, Walmart, or I don't know, maybe they got mad at the post last time I was there, because I said they denied me service. That's the other thing I'm about to tell you. They denied me service for another hour. I don't know if somebody said something to this company about it, or if it's strictly on behalf of Home Depot, Walmart, and the Scottsfield neighbors. And, you know, their names or identities weren't released. I'm guessing it's for Home Depot, but, you know, I've gotten so popular now, I really don't know if they got criticized, the company, even though I don't reveal their identities. But I'm like, hey, that's all on you. You guys should, that's all on you. If that's what's happening, you guys, that's your fault. You guys need to take the gang stalkers out. I'm pretty sure it's Home Depot and Walmart. So anyway, they go, anyway, she was like, oh, well, he's been trying to get a hold of y'all. I was so bored that we both knew Big Red was lying. She was holding her cell phone saying, oh, well, Edgar has been, I was like, can you just seat me in my booth? I was so bored with them. I'm like, this is over like 10 years ago. I feel like it's over and they're just playing and I'm not a part of it. I never was, especially now. I'm like, this is dead. It's over. Nobody cares about any of your guys' feelings. Nobody ever did. Nobody ever will. I'm like, I was like, you're boring me, lady. Can you, or man, whatever you, I'm like, can you just seat me in my booth? I'm like, you go talk to Edgar, Home Depot, Walmart. Okay? This is between you and them, okay? Okay? I'm not a part of this. This is between you and them. Okay? Okay, not me. And I'm never gonna be successful in bringing me into it. But I was like so bored. I'm like, this is so dead. It's deader than beating that dead horse. Anyway, I just played along. I was like, can you just start with the show already? You guys can go back and forth between each other with this when it turns you on, have a big orgy. But Nadia doesn't care. Nadia just wants a service. Anyway, I'm so bored at this boring game. And I'm like, okay. And I just say, now that's a lie. No texts were sent. And again, they're trying to start a fight. They're trying to get me to walk out, or they're trying to force me to stay an extra hour. And so more stalkers can come in and hit me and harass me, racially harass me. Or they want me to drive away. Because Home Depot, Walmart are so jealous, the managers, Soups, other low-level employees, so jealous, and Springfield Glen neighbors here, that they don't want Nadia to get service. They're trying to get me to screw it up herself by, I'm like, you really think I'm going to walk out? I really don't know. It could have been one. I was like, no. They probably didn't, because I've been through worse. And anyway, but on behalf of Walmart and Home Depot, getting so publicly appraised for their honorable work here in Fort Wayne, you know. So anyway, they go, anyway, I go, I haven't gotten any texts. And I was watching my phone all last night, and not for particularly Edgar. I just check my phone sometimes lately. And because of certain things. It's not certain people, certain things. I have to check messages, like updates about things. Not about people. Anyway, and I got previous messages from Edgar too, yesterday. And I didn't get any last night. And he answers fast. And Big Red was like, oh, he said he's been messaging you all night, you know. And she's Big Red is looking at his or her phone. I don't know, it's a he, she. Anyway, I'll just call it a she. And she goes, you know, I remember she was looking at me. I was like, we were looking at each other. Like, I was like, I know the way you want me to react. I know you're bored at this. I know you know I'm not going to I was like, can you just give me the boot? Jeez. And I was like, I'm not going to react, or I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to set fire to the place with a club or something? I don't know. Anyway, I was just bored. I didn't care. then we just looked at each other. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I go, no, I didn't get any messages. She said, and even this morning, Edgar said he sent you messages, and I thought Big Red was going to say he canceled your appointment. And I was going to say, fine, I'm going to come back anyway. I'll come back. I was willing to, of course. And that's a good sign, because that means it's happening with Home Depot and Walmart. So that's a good thing. And I knew I'd get the service anyway. So anyway, and I go, no, and I go, no, I haven't gotten any messages. I go, the last message I got, and Big Red is staring at me. I was like, no, I'm just talking here. I was like, I'm not going to argue with you like she's hoping. I don't know what if she's told I'll scream, or if they're told, of course they're told lies about me. I don't know if they're told she'll yell, scream, I don't know. Or if she knew I wouldn't, she knows I'm normal and she's just hoping I would, and she's giving me that look, but she's just staring at me. And I said, no, I said, I didn't get any message. I said, the last message I got was he said, he was going to do a real good job when I came in. And she's looked at me and she goes, oh, well, yeah, he said he's been sending you messages all last night and this morning. I go, I don't have my phone. And I forgot to tell Big Red that, hey, I checked my messages at 8:15 this morning right before I started getting ready. And I still got no messages. I thought that. I didn't say that part. And Big Red was like, I said, no, I don't. I go, I didn't. I go, no, I don't have my phone. She goes, oh, you don't have your phone with you? And I don't know if it's just good acting or what. I mean, they're told that, they already know that I don't travel with my phone. But it looked like she didn't know. But it could have been good acting. And she goes, oh, you don't have your phone with you? And I said, no. I said, it's at home. And she said, you don't have your phone? And I said, no, I always leave my phone at home. And she looked surprised. And she goes, oh. And she goes, well, I'll text him for you. And then she said, because he said that he has to pick something up. My appointment was for 11. And he said, his Big Red said he has to pick up something at 11:30. And he'll be in at 12, an hour late. And I was like, either they're trying to force me to leave. I don't know, because the company got criticism. I don't see how, because I haven't identified them. And or it's on behalf of Home Depot, Walmart, because they're getting such glowing reviews, and they're so happy and glorious in their lives. And they're just so happy. They want me to have my appointment an hour late. And so anyway, it didn't surprise me. And I was like, she's like, do you want to go grab something? I go, no, And she's like, you can sit here, or, you can go grab some, And I said, no, She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, no, you're not. But anyway, and then, so I was like, there's no TV, And I was like, it's kind of boring. I was like, well, I can go in my car and listen to music or something. I said that. I didn't think that. So anyway, and then they had stalkers in the lobby coming in. And again, aren't you embarrassed and ashamed, especially Home Depot and Walmart? Imagine they walk into these places, tell them, don't pay attention to everyone likes and everyone hates us. When we come in, smile at us and greet us. And then her, ignore her. Be like, look like 4 degrees to the south, 3 degrees to the north, 7 degrees to the left, frown, But when we come in, be like, hey, hiya. I'm like, that's even more of a compliment to me, you idiots. Because it's not real. You walked in and begged these people, bribed them, blowjobbed them, sucked them off, or free pat, did something. Paid them extra for, a service you didn't need. And yeah. And that's what they're doing. They told the staff to ignore me. And, when they come in, hey, how you doing? And then they were helped first after they came in, these stalkers. And oh my God, that hurt my feelings so much. Oh my God. Throw the nooses on my doorstep. Not, hypothetically speaking, not suicidal. That was hypothetically speaking. That was a joke. So anyway, I go, and anyway, I'm sitting there, and I'm about to cry. And So anyway, they come in, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, they're greeted by their staff. And, they're help first. And they're told that, show her, come on, show her that we're important and not her. Even though I am. Because they set this whole thing up. Anyway, I'm waiting, and, then I go back out, to my car, because she says it's going to be an hour wait. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got, no messages. And she's like, oh, yeah, she'll be in at 12. And I was like, okay. So anyway, after Big Red left, I go to my car. And again, attempted murder. Or they wanted me to go outside my car and die because I have asthma. And they know my car is 22 years old. And it's dangerous for me to turn the air conditioner on or halfway. Or they want me to burn up the battery juice in my car so it'll break it down. They're trying to cause a breakdown of my old car. And by forcing me to go outside. Oh, but as I was walking out, that stalker that was sitting in one of the chairs that was empty before when I came in, and then she appeared there. She's trying to act like she's a ghost. Like no one knows that it has to be a camera. Like, she's pretending to act like we don't know that there are cameras and seeing it from a cell phone. Anyway, a live feed from her cell phone. Unless she's Superman and can see through walls, Okay, so anyway, or see through, little walls, within the room. Anyway, and see where I'm sitting. But anyway, she, then she goes, as I left again. I was like, you could have whistled. And when Big Red said, oh, an hour, I was about to say, you could have made it 2. She said, Edgar's going to be an hour late, I didn't get any, they lied, because like I said, I get all his messages, like they're trying to start a big fight, try and get me to leave, like I said, or get me to stay, so stalkers could stall, how I told you stall, like at the police station, a couple years ago when I went in, stall for 2 hours so stalkers can come in, harass me verbally, stuff like that, is either that, or they're trying to get me to walk out, or they're trying to attempted murder, they know I have asthma, and I was supposed to be in, huge temperature differences. You know how we asthma sufferers are. Anyway, so I didn't want to waste my gas or ruin my car. So like the first half hour from like 11 to 11:30, I just sat in my car. And again, cars started parking around me, screaming, yelling outside. A riot was starting. And I reclined my car back. And for maybe a half hour is okay. And then it started getting really hot. And so I thought, okay, last half hour, I was like, well, I've driven a longer period of time, more than an hour or half hour with my car on. So I was like, I might as well like turn the key. I don't know if, when you can turn the key on, but the engine isn't on. I don't know. I don't know if that's worse or if I should have turned it on fully, but I turned on halfway, where the engine isn't on or something. And I was listening to some music, and time went by pretty fast. And I had the air conditioner on. It wasn't too bad. I almost fell asleep out there. And then when I was getting out of my car, girls were screaming outside to show me that, hey, we're spying on you. Again, insane, and obviously, yeah, they're trying to act like they're normal, I know, I feel shocked and in disbelief too. That's why I'm telling you this. This is what Indiana hicks do. They have nothing worse to do with their time. They're so bored and lonely. They're so lonely and sad. I just want to ask them, what do you do with your day? What do you guys do in your day? Like, you want to hear about in the news, people get upset about stuff on social media. I'm like, I want the host, the news anchor, to ask these people, what do you do with your time? Go, tell me. You wake up at what, 6, 9, 7 a.m.? Go, tell me. What do you do? What makes you focus on these stupid, like, crumbs on the floor? Are you... those people don't have anything going on. I just want to know, what do they do with their day? And most of them have busier lives than me, like kids or part-time job. I don't even have that. But anyway, and my point is, I don't obsess over stuff that's stupid. I'm too selfish. Anyway, my point is, okay, so let's go back to my story. So I go, and anyway, I'm there, and then she starts screaming when I go back in. And then when I go in, they act like, again, boring stuff, like trying to, dangle the carrot in front of the bear, whatever. They acted like footsteps are coming over, and then they acted like footsteps are, and then they're talking about immigration again. They don't like Asian, stuff like that. And they acted like they were going to come and help me, footsteps. And then I think they were told that I'd run up to them and yell at them or beg them to help me. And I didn't. And then they kept talking for like 20 minutes. I don't know what about. I wasn't listening again to the rest after immigration. And then they acted like they were walking up to me again. And then they walked back. And then I just went to sleep. And then they seemed surprised. And then all of that for me. See, that means they want my attention. I wouldn't even do that with anyone. I only want my attention. Okay, so anyway. Finally, the guy, Edgar, comes up to me. And he seemed surprised I didn't mention anything. So he mentioned, oh, did you get the messages? I was like, no. I got your other messages. I didn't. And then he asked me, oh, where did you go? And I go, I was in the parking lot. And he was like, oh, sorry. And I was like, oh, that's okay. I was like, no, you're not. I was like, you're lying about the whole thing. Because I got your other messages. Anyway, so anyway, the whole time, I think because of my post of the sauna, I think they were trying to upset me. But yeah, they were, again, boring stuff. Maybe they thought if they kicked my chair, hit me, pulled my hair. Edgar kept pulling my hair. He was scalding my head with hot water after my scalp was already burned. And yet, when my scalp wasn't burned, he was flooding my scalp with freezing cold water. And he said, oh, it's lukewarm. I go, it's cold to me. And doing the same thing that Alyssa did at Ella Salon at the other fashion show. And the bad stylist, the lazy one, or the one who doesn't have any knowledge. And anyway, who lied about my hair. Anyway, this fashion show, she was purposely like pulling my hair with the comb, and then he said, oh, I don't know my own head, which made no sense. I said, oh, I thought you said hand. And then he said, oh yeah, my hand too is strong, which makes no sense. I think they're just trying to confuse me and get me questioned. I didn't answer. And then they're saying, oh, does this hurt when I do it to you? I was like, yeah, you're pulling it. And then they were like hitting my forehead really hard, with the brush. I'm like, well, how could that not hurt? What do you want me to say? Oh, it feels good. That's what they want to say. I'm like, no, if I feel pain and you ask me, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna be like, no. They want us to grind our teeth and go, it doesn't hurt. No, hell yeah, it hurts. What the fuck you think I am? You think I'm Superwoman? You think I'm a He-Man? You think I'm a fucking Thundercat, Chitara? Of course it hurts. I'm human. Look at me. I got blood and bone in here, not fucking iron. And I'm proud to say it. Yeah, it hurts. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's gonna hurt. I wonder how they would all feel if they got treated like this even more. Especially if you know what place I'm talking about. Them, their kids, grandkids, their family. Hey, do it back to them if you haven't already. So, anyway, and then yeah, Edgar kept hitting and pushing my chair. Same thing as the sauna and the Parkview copycat. And like they thought something would happen if they did it again, which they do in every trip of mine. And then when you put when you put bleach on the head, now tell me if this is true. The spokesperson who's doing that with me, I said, I go, is it supposed to hurt when you put scalded, like hot water on after you put bleach on the head? And they said, no, I think you're just sensitive. I was like, well, doesn't I've seen on TV, everybody else's scalp burns. I don't think their spokesperson scalds their head with hot water. And then all the other times I didn't have bleach on my head and they were rinsing my hair, it was freezing cold water. And I had to ask them, hey, can you make it hot? Oh, it is lukewarm. I was like, no, it's not. It's cold. Is like, they act like just because they're being fake and nice sometimes that, oh, it's not true. It's true. We're saying no, They act like, ऐसा करते हैं जिससे लोग बड़े बेवकूफ. They act like people are so stupid. Good, because I'm here to set it straight right now. So keep acting like me and the world are stupid, because we're going to come up here and set you straight. And you already knew that. So anyway, yeah, hitting this, that, and then taking the comb when combing my hair, and then, like, pulling my hair and stuff, like with the side of the comb. You know when you take a chunk of hair with the, oh, does that hurt? I said, yeah, it hurts, and, oh, and then, yeah, burning my, and then I'm like, vampires don't have long nails like that. And all the purposely scratching the back of my ear, like it felt like a nail. I go, ow! I think they thought I'd said, and I jumped my head, and they were like, what? I go, you scratched the back of my ear, and they didn't even say sorry. Not that I want it, but my point in telling you that is that if a person, if they weren't told to do it, that's why they did it, because they want to let me know that, hey, we're doing this on purpose because Home Depot, Walmart, and Scottsfield neighbors told us to. Because they wouldn't dare do that with another customer, and if they did, it would have been an accident. The hair pulling, scratch, and he had really long nails, and had really long nails. Like, what are you doing in this field with such long nails? And then the scalp scalding, and then the scalp freezing. We don't need it. And then when he applied cool water to my scalp, then it felt okay. But then when they did hot water, I screamed. I go, I can't. I was like, no. Or I didn't say no. I go, ow. I said that's too hot. And he was like, okay. He acted like, like he was surprised. And then he put it cold. And yeah, but all the other times I wanted hot, oh, it's lukewarm. Or, oh, yeah, it is hot. I know it's not. It was freezing cold. So anyway, but they said, that's the other thing. They said with bleach, it has to be cold water. But not all the time. It would just be like that. Not at every appointment. Is that true? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they knew I'd report it up here. And, so anyway, yeah, they said bleach, you have to use cold water on the head, maybe just for the first time, the first appointment. But anyway, I don't know if that's true. And you're not supposed to use hot water yet. They used hot water with the bleach, I think, to put me in pain. But I said, hey, I mean, come on, give me more. Make me wait 2, 3, 4 hours. I've waited longer. Hey, burn my scalp, I can sue, go ahead, do it. But I'm a fighter. I will go out fighting in my beliefs. That's the way I go out. Nobody blackmails me. Even put me through physical pain. I said it and I meant it. Come on, we're shaking our hands. Give us more. I'd rather go through this than ever give in to your blackmail. That to me is an undoable. No. Never. This to me is easy, the physical pain, than the emotional pain of giving. No. I wouldn't be able to lift my head up in this town longer than 2 seconds. Everyone thinking that idiot Nadia didn't even have to bow down to non-powerful scum. Like, I mean, come on. Scum world, scum. In Hicktown. And so anyway, I and they also had a big USPS van in the middle of the street blocking, like around what? Yeah, like 10 yeah, I left at 10:15 this morning. And on Stellhorn, they had a huge van that said USPS that was blocking the street. Now, those guys have been involved in my stalking since the beginning. One time, a really weird thing was I forgot it was Memorial Day. This is like 4 or 5 years ago with my stalking. And I thought the bank was open. I was going to make a deposit. And when I was leaving, a mail truck came in. And this is a federal holiday. A mail truck was driving in. And then they turned around and stalked me and drove behind me all the way to the bank. And then when I turned into Chase Bank and Maple and Northwood, and Maplewood Plaza, or Northwood Plaza, they like parked at the end of where you turn into Chase Bank off of Stonehorn Road. And then when I got to a telling station, saw it was closed, then they drove away, all the way to Subway. Between Pizza Hut and Subway, there's like where they park all the mail trucks. That's where this guy was. And I was like, how'd he do it? Years later, I figured out, about more stalking when I got more educated about stalking. He was doing it through my cell phone. I was like, oh my God, it was a federal holiday. I don't know, he saw my movements. I don't know, maybe he got texted by this guy's neighbors, but he was tracking me through my phone. And he stalked me and this was on Memorial Day, like 3-4 years ago. Anyway, my point is this guy was told, they're waiting, which is what I love, like they're pretending to act like, and other stalking victims, I want you to know, the more they work hard and show you, don't give in. Don't stop doing it. That's what they want, because they expect to work like a dog for a day or a week, and that's it. And then they want you to give up to make it easier for them. They're trying to say, hey, come on, look, come on. We know what you're doing. And inside they're like, come on, give up, you bitches. Come on. So we can go back to our easy way of stalking. Come on. Stop doing this thing that's making our lives harder. Don't do it. Keep doing it. And that's what they're doing. It's easy what they're doing. They're just texting each other and saying, hey, park your USPS van out in the middle of the street. And, so I can crash. They're blocking the lane. And, and they also had a FedEx van. Right when I turned in, it was, it was on, it was off of Jefferson Boulevard, a street I was turning on off of Jefferson Boulevard, and they were purposely blocking a FedEx van. I remember in the beginning they would always stalk me everywhere I went. Now, they can't track me. It's easy when they text each other. And, of course, when I announce online, but, yeah, that's what happened. And, that's because I posted, they got mad. They're trying to say, and stalking victims, don't do it, keep posting. They're trying to act like next time better not announce it, because it makes it easier for us if you shut up about it. Now that you posted it, we're going to block you. I'm like, nope. Because if I didn't post it, they're trying to blackmail me and say, oh, see, we wouldn't have blocked you on the road or, off of Jefferson. I'm like, hey, next time, put 5 buses in front of me. I'm still going to tell if I have an appointment. And, so anyway, I go there and, so that's what happened there. And, so anyway, the whole time, yelling, screaming, more of it, putting stalkers all around me near my booth, screaming, yelling. Every time I close, again, stupid things that no one cares about, again, because they can't do anything. Every time I close my eyes and they think I'm falling asleep, which I'm not. Sometimes I am. They start going, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then he went over there, and then even the employees do that, and then they'll start screaming. They're trying to show that, hey, we're watching you through a live feed, and we saw you do this. So we went, we're having an orgasm. Okay. But then what if we say and think, so? And they know, so? Even they would feel that way, so? Yeah, you see, so? Just because we're not confronting you and saying it doesn't mean it bothers us. you know we don't care. Like, so no. And they know that. They know that's what we're thinking, so? There's nothing. I don't. I say do it because it's just work for them. Meaning, I mean it so much that if I could force them into signing a contract to do it for minimum wage or $2.13 an hour with no raise, I would force them to watch me, spy on me, and scream and do that. And then they would really hate it because they know she enjoys it. They're only doing it right now because Well, they already know it doesn't bother me, but they're hoping it'll get to me and it'll drive me suicide. But I'm like, if I made them sign a contract for 2 or 3 years with no raise and they have to act like that, they wouldn't they'd want to quit. That's how much I love it. I want to force them into doing it because I won't lie, nobody likes that. Just going out somewhere and be like, and inside they're thinking, God, I have shopping to do, God. But I'm like, well, you can't blame Home Depot, Walmart, man, or Scottsville. I'm like, you're out here doing this, so keep acting like they're blackmailing you and putting a gun to your head. And they're, you're doing it because you want to or you're bored. People are selfish. I don't believe you feel sorry for them. I believe you're doing it because you want to. I don't know, you're bored. I don't see how they could feel. And we're like, how do they feel sorry for these people? These mildewies, moldy scumites posing as humans. What did they say, these gangsters? I still want to know. No one's ever told me. I've asked some people and they won't tell me. I'm like, what do they say to you guys to get you to do this? I go, tell me. They're like, come on, be mean to her. Everyone hates us and everyone likes us. I go, is that what they say when they walk into you and come? And they won't tell me. They'll like smile, look. They're like, oh, I don't know. I guess they, that's what I want to know. What do they say to get you guys so feel sorry for them? I can't think of it. Oh, she's Asian. This is the type of the fact that you feel sorry for him and are helping him, that makes me wonder now, okay, now I don't know who's more mentally sick, you or them. Not that I care. But anyway, I just had a flash again. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed for them thinking about this. And I just thought just now, that's something I would never do. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, so that happened the whole time, the whole 5 hours I was there. And scalding and the same thing I think they were told by Home Depot and Walmart. Though her most recent post about the sauna, this, that. I was saying how this other place was pulling my hair, hitting me. They're trying to replay the same thing, which that happens everywhere. This is nothing new. And it's like they thought something would happen if they did it again. And like I can give my service and leave and kill myself, which will never happen. I'm not suicidal. So anyway, I'm just trying to fit in and squeeze, trying to get comfortable. I feel a bit like I'm slipping out, so that's why I do that. So anyway, I go, anyway, that happens, and then, sometimes half the time when me and Edgar talk, the stalkers next to me, like threatening to kill me and stuff, shoot me and stuff, they'll start screaming really loud, like, that's the thing I want to know. Who invented gang stalking here with some of the cops involved? Not all of them. Who invented it? Because it doesn't work. And then banging things. I'm like, or when two people are talking, they'll start going, like the stalkers and the employees, they'll start screaming. They'll start to try and make it. It's never worked yet. They'll try and scream so loud so me and the other person I'm talking to can't hear each other. But yeah, every time I talk to Edgar, the stalker in the next booth will start screaming with the employee. And then when me and Edgar start, and they're quieter, and then we start talking. So, I know. If they're really embarrassed lately. I'm like, well, why are you still doing it? Whether, you tone it down or tone it up, almost stop, go in between, go to full force. I'm like, well, why do you do it then? If you guys are so embarrassed, you don't like the criticism getting, I mean, it's nothing against the law, but they're so embarrassed, angry about it, among other things, because they're so happy in their lives. Okay. So anyway, that happened, and so Alyssa, stupid lazy bitch, Alyssa Collins, look, there's no possibility, no point. Shut up, you lazy ass, you drugged out, jittery. She was like, twitching and shaking last time, eyes bulging out of her sockets. I was like, look, if you're not okay, obviously you're not. Eyes are bulging out of your sockets, you're low on your drugs, you're shaking jittery. I don't care if you're dead tired in here in your lazy ass pajamas looking like a slob to do your job. She lied about my hair. This new guy, Edgar, he said, your hair is strong and stuff. And he said, he'd take the red out, and he did. And that other lazy idiot from Ella Salon, Alyssa Collins, that idiot was like, oh, it can't come out. It's stuck there. Well, this one took a lot of it out. Edgar took a lot of it out. So, and he said, you'll leave here as a blonde. You'll be pleased. I don't know if he thought I didn't say anything about Alyssa, but I was like, I just don't feel like talking. I just want the service. I just want to get in and get out. I don't like talking or that. I just want the service. And it was really cold in there. But anyway, yeah, I almost died in my car of the heat, And my point is they were trying to murder me and kill me there. And the thing is, they did it only an hour late because they knew I wouldn't go anywhere. They know Naughty doesn't go out to eat, doesn't really do anything, doesn't eat junk food or anything. And it takes me like maybe 35 minutes to drive out there, so it's so far away from my home. They knew Naughty can't drive back, get to her home at 11:30, because then she'll just have to drive back again, waste gas. And then by the time she gets here at 12, then Edgar will supposedly be there. And even when I did come on time, they still kept stalling and acting like the footsteps walking over. And I'm like, do you treat your babies that way? They treat their kids that way. They act like they're going to give them a cookie or some crumbs, and then they take it away from them. I'm like, yeah, come on, keep pretending I'm your kid. It's like they play these dirty little games with their own kids. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's when they're purposely stalling for like 20 minutes. And then there are stalkers. They're trying to act like they're just also stupid. It's just stuff that nobody cares about. And we all know how they're doing it. They're acting like they're ghosts. Like, oh, Naughty, you didn't know stalkers were hiding in the lobby. Because when I came back and I was waiting for like another 10 minutes, they kept babbling on and on, the employees. And then they were helping other stalkers, aka actors, that were pretending that they were customers. And they're acting like, oh, we came in quietly, Naughty, you didn't know that we stalked her in here. And that she's been waiting longer than us. That, look, no one greeted her, and look, we begged her, we begged the staff to greet us and ignore you. I'm like, that's more of a compliment to me, because we all know that you walked in, or somebody walked in, I don't know, they're getting a $5 bill. They were told to walk in, beg the staff to not, I mean, that's a compliment. It's not real. But everyone hates you guys because I don't go into places you go, and I never will. I don't pay people. I could. I don't beg people. I could, but no, I'm not like that. I never do that. Never have, never will. Don't do now. And people naturally hate them, Home Depot, Walmart. And I don't have to go around begging, not calling, because calls are recorded, begging or going in myself to places they go, hey, don't give them cold food, make them wait an hour, make them wait like 2-3 hours, and if they don't leave, greet other people. I feel so stupid, Amber. See how important I am? That they have to go and do. You don't let a person know that you're that jealous of them and you're so bothered by them. I mean, that's the type of stuff you hide. I have never had these feelings for that type of person before. There's one person I've hated in my entire life, one person, and the things that stalkers are doing to and with me, I'm like, I never felt that way about this person that I hated them. My first thought was not, oh, I'm going to call their workplace on it. My first and only thought and feeling was, get away, ignore this, stay away from me. That's it. And So obviously it tells, and other people say that, I'm scared for you. And then there'll be a pause. They'll say, it sounds like they're obsessed with you. And I didn't even know that. I'm so used to the abuse. I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, this is my normal. I'm just used to it. They're like, I'm scared for you. They're like, like, or, and then the third thing they'll say is, are you in a safe place? I'm like, oh God. I'm like, yes, God. Like, are you alone? Are you, or where are you now? Are you in a safe place? Like, yes, geez. But they're like, they're obsessed with you. I didn't realize, words, thinking about they're dangerous, but I don't feel that way. Sometimes, in the beginning I do. Sometimes late at night, I do cry. I'm putting up a front, I really am scared sometimes. Sometimes I do cry. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, that happened, and I had to pay $500 for it. I paid $500 for this shit service where pulling my hair, scalding my scalp after bleaching it, and then saying, other customers, yeah, we put hot water. Is that true? And then saying that it has to be cold water while bleaching, when they didn't even put cold water on my head when they were bleaching. They were putting cold water on my head when they weren't bleaching. They're doing other things with my head, like washing and stuff. But when they weren't supposed to put hot water on, they did. When they were supposed to put cold water on my head, they didn't. And keep going, fans. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Go. Remember my motto: go bigger, go harder. Don't go home. We don't want that. Don't go home. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. But look, I didn't think he could get the red out. And he got a lot of the red out. Alyssa, yeah, you said it couldn't come out. And this bitch would charge you $450, $420 every time, and there'd be no change, Alyssa. Now this was worth it once with Edgar. And there's going to be changes every time. Now that's worth, and it won't be $400 or $500 every time. It was just this one time. And, but yeah. And Edgar was saying you'll be blonde when you leave. And, that Alyssa from Ella Salon said, oh, not possible. I feel like slapping you, idiot. Not possible. No, you're just trying to make me mad so I can give up, which is exactly what I didn't do, which is exactly why I'm here to show you this. Not suck on this. Try sipping on this red, orange, brassy stain that you said would never come out. Lazy ass, no good, no knowledgeable. You should have just said that you have no experience, you're just lazy. You don't like long hair or something. And for all you guys, Alyssa always told me in the beginning, back when my hair was black and down to my knees, she said definitely can be platinum blonde. It would just take a longer time to get there. And I said, so I can go she said, it'll start out as a dark brown. I go, so definitely it can be platinum. And I'm writing her text. She wrote yes with a bunch of exclamation marks. And then in the beginning of our appointments, and she said yes. And she said, she'll just start out with the lower dose of bleach, so it'll go slower. But she said definitely your hair can turn blonde. Then a couple months later, she's struggling. Not possible. No, shut up, you. Like, she's trying to make me mad and she's trying to make me mad, argue with her and leave. I was like, And yeah, so that happened. And how dare she keep up my trims, this and that. Yeah, keep my long orange brassy hair that I won't let you go backwards in time with and put a toner over. That's why I said leave it brassy and red, because it'll be lighter and next time it's colored. If she puts a toner over, it's gonna make it that much harder to fight through it again and bleach it, And yeah, it's like $500, $450, $420 with her like 4 fucking times, and my hair isn't even changing. She's not even doing anything. And this one time with Edgar, and there's a big change. Now that was worth it. But yeah, so So, I saw that thing, kids were screaming, running around, I'll post the rest of it, but yeah, that was going on. And yeah, I never got any texts. That you guys actually thought I was gonna walk away. And I'm like, so something's going on out there. I was like, this is a good sign. I'm like, well, the thing is, I don't know what they told you, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know, they told you, yeah, she'll give up. I'm like, I'm used to this song and dance for 8 years, almost a decade now. I was like, I've waited 3-4 hours at Queen. I'm like, I went without food or water for 3-4 hours in a row, at Queen Nails, or without going to the bathroom. So I'm like, the thing they won't tell you and will never tell you is, you'll only hear it from me, is I can go through this. I want to go through this. They can, yet don't want to. That's the difference. I want to go through this and fight them and never give in. They don't want to go through this. And I'm like, well, nobody's asking you to do. There's one more option. You could just stop stalking and not get what you want. I don't know what's worse, if they continue or stop, because either way, they're just doing extra work if they continue. Either way, whether they rest or not, they're never getting anything in return. They never will, they never have, and they aren't. And it's like, no matter whether they do it, that's the part I love. It's almost orgasmic when I think about it. I'm like, I love having the power over someone like that, their feelings and stuff, their thoughts that, oh, maybe if we do this, maybe if we act like that, I love how they act like their actions have a bearing on mine. It's like, I'm like, you guys, I'm so way up there flying high. You have no idea where I am or what I'm doing or where my head is or what I'm like, I'm not even on that level. I wouldn't say anymore. I'd say ever. I was never on ever. I'm like, I'm thinking of other things now. This has nothing to do with, I don't want to say give away too much. You don't want to give away all your cards. You got to keep some, close to your chest. In your, you got to keep some inside, your sleeve. You don't want to give away all your, you want them to figure out things on their own. You want to torture them. And then they're like, oh, after all these months and years, they finally figure out, they're like, oh, that was never going to happen. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, yeah, and then when I'm leaving, when I'm paying up and stuff, making a new appointment, again, the stalkers walk. Of course, I'm like, you can ask for an autograph. And remember to have $1,000 cash. You have to be afraid to ask. And I don't take credit cards or checks. Anyway, they all start coming in. They all start screaming and interrupting while me and Edgar are talking. And one of them, again, stalks me when I go. They're from the science lab all the way to my car. This employee, he stalks me all the way out there. And and his car's parked right next to mine. And then again, the boring stuff, acting like he knows what I'm doing because he's a live feed, which he doesn't. Acting like he has a live feed in my car, and and then he acted like he knew I was gonna back out, which I wasn't. Like, they're acting like they know when I'm gonna move. Like, they know right when I put my car in park, they start backing out. Or right when I put my car in reverse, they start backing out. Like, they want me to know that, hey, we saw you. We have a live feed of what's going on in your car. Or, either we have a camera in your car, which they don't. Or, we have a security camera outside the building and it can see in your car. I don't see how that can happen. I mean, I would think it would be grainy and blurry. Even cops don't have that type of vision with cameras. But yeah, they're like, oh, maybe it's like a radio wave, like people say Bluetooth or, some type of movement radio wave thing. But anyway, they're working like dogs. So anyway, yeah. And then I wasn't gonna back my car. I was doing something else, and then he backed out and he left. I didn't see when, but I had to look for something. And I think he thought I was going to back out. So he's going to act like he's going to crash into me. But he stalked me all the way from the science lab to all the way when I was leaving outside of my car. outside when I went in my car. And he's stalking me. Just act like, oh, we're watching you. And again, we're like, so you're so. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. So my two favorite things are, well, I hope you enjoy yourself, and good. Get a pair of binoculars and keep watching, because I got so much more to show you. I feel like I'm turning around and saying that, winking my eye. I'm like, yeah, so? Yeah, you're stalking. We'll follow. I'm like, so? But nothing's happening. You're not saying anything. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't get how this is supposed to bother and drive me to suicide. I mean, nothing is happening. Nothing important is happening, so. And I know either way, you know, we know that we win whether they attack us or not, so. It's like, yeah, again, I feel embarrassed for him. What is the point walking behind me showing me? That's not tough. I feel like I'm the tough controlling one and that they're just beggars. Well, I don't feel like they're. I feel like we should be called the stalkers. They look like beggars to me. Like I pretend. Let's say if I was one of them, I would feel like I'm degrading myself, debasing myself, walking behind someone. I feel like I would be thinking that the victim I'm trying to harass, quote unquote, is they're thinking I think that they're important. They think I value their opinion. You know. Like I'm boosting their ego, you know, that's what I would think if I was. I know. Well, it's not just me and my mom. I mean, even the stalkers know this, you know. But so yeah, that happened, and I'll post it all. You know, kids screaming, racial comments, stuff like that, and stalking, scalding. I wonder how they would feel if it happened to them, unless it has already. That's why they're acting like it. So. Let me think. Right, my lips are flame speechy. Just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever's going on out there, I don't know. I don't care. I'm too selfish. I just want to go to sleep, eat, get my makeup off, eat some, watch the rest of my soap operas. I have a normal life. I don't care what's happening to them, whatever's going on. They deserve it. They earned to deserve it. So. Let me think. So, yeah, he stalked me out of the parking lot. And there, of course, there are cars again. Zooming around, and cars up, stalking cars parked there. They'll try and act like, I don't know why they're trying to, but yeah, they'll try and act like one or zero car out there. And then when I get out there, the whole parking lot will be packed. I remember at Target in Ravencroft, they would do that. Like, I would have a blanket over my head, and I don't know why or how, it was a brand new phone. Every time I would start typing on my keypad, all these stalkers would come out and slam the door right next to me. Do. And it was every time. And there wouldn't be any cars around me. And then after like 30 minutes or 5 of making phone call, when I would take my head out from underneath the blanket, this is in my car, and from the passenger seat, I'd be covering up because I want to see how they're doing. All these cars would be parked around me. That was awesome. Even at Ravencroft's beauty call, they're involved. And that fat tomato roll, I think he's a teacher or principal over there. I don't know. At Ravenscroft, he was like, "Oh, you're making phone calls for, like, what are you doing?" I said, "Making phone calls, you know, I was being stalked." And he's letting stalkers come in and harass me, drive circles around me, honk, and then they're not even students. The parking lot was empty, and by the time my head came up from under the blanket in my car, when I was trying to make phone calls, all of a sudden, all the parking spaces were filled. And every time I would right before my finger would hit the screen to start dialing under a blanket in my car, car doors would slam all around me. And he knew that, and he has the gall to come up to me after 3 or 4 hours of making phone calls because I wasn't safe in my house because they would spy and stuff. And so there's a time 3 or 4 months in the spring, summer months, thank God, when the weather wasn't too bad. I would leave my house and go into parking lots to make phone calls because I didn't feel safe here. And then I realized, oh, it's safer here than out there. And I was an experiment. I wasn't ever gonna do it forever. I want to see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And the head of that place, Ravenscroft, is a white fat guy. He was like, oh, like, what are you doing? I go, making phone calls. He goes, for 4 hours. I go, yeah. I have stalkers on. And he was like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to tell you to move along. I go, well, you're letting stalkers come here and stalk me. But he's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I remember I left, called the news stations. I forgot and tell them that. I left a message with news station about him. I go, you know, he's telling me, well, he's letting stalkers come here. They're not even students. All at the same time I'm there, all the students park around me. I don't mind that. I'm just saying, you know. Oh, and the other reason I want to say why they made me, forced me to wait an hour, and they lied and said, oh, I never got the text. Because then Edgar texted me about hair stuff, and just to see the reaction, I said, but what if I don't get the text? And he looked embarrassed. He was like, what? Like, he smiled. Like, oh, you're going to get them. You know, like, he knew I was going to get them, you know, because he lied before and said, oh, I texted you, you know, and, you know, I was like, I didn't get any of the texts. But yeah, I go, but they're going to text me about what products to use. And I said, but what if I don't get them? I go, because I didn't get your text last time. And they looked surprised. They're smiling and looked embarrassed. And I'm like, ha, see? They knew that they sent the text, you know. I don't know if they thought I'd stay quiet or, you know, and just think, oh, yeah, wink, yeah. I knew she didn't send those he didn't send those texts, but yeah, you know, I'll be quiet. And, you know, I know that the appointment's over now, so wink, wink, yeah. He'll definitely send the text about the products. He's going to tell me, text me. But yeah. Yeah. And then I got the text about the products. And then, yeah, so that happened. And, yeah, they also made me wait an hour because Home Depot, Walmart, and Scottsfield neighbors, especially Home Depot, Walmart managers and supervisors and a lot of the low-level employees, yeah, even the cashiers, stockmen, you know, the bag boys or the cart boys, they're called stockmen, department associates, cashiers, you know. Predominantly the store manager, and the supervisors. I call them soups for short. So when I say soups, it's short for supervisors. Anyway, predominantly them, they're trying to show, their little wimpy punches. We're putting, we're putting our 2 cents in too. We have to fight. It's like, hey, I never told you to fight. They feel like they have to fight. That's where we differ. I don't. They're putting this imaginary duel, and I'm like, there's no duel. They chase after me and I run away. They're trying to act like we're as important as naughty, you know, we both are fist fighting and duel. I'm like, no, this is a delusional duel they've created in their minds. I'm not fighting with them. They wish I was, because they're wishing they were on the same level as me. I'm way up there and they're way below ground level. Bore crust. They're like the below sea level dirt scum, borehole scum, you know. And okay, so anyway, yeah, they're trying to act like, see, look, we managed to scrounge up these employees, you know. See, look over there, see, Big Red and these employees today, see, they give you a hard time, see, somebody likes us, we begged and paid and blow sloppy spit hanging off our shoes and our chins, sloppy blowjob. Oh, give them sticks of Trident gum. Oh my God, a bag of chips with just 5 Doritos, and oh my God, we give them that. See, look, we managed to scrounge up all this by bribery and beggings. You know, at least somebody likes us. You know, because most of the population hates it. I'm like, they're acting like they're experiencing something they haven't felt. It's like, you guys never must have known. You guys have always knew that most of the population isn't gonna be on your side and like you. Most of them hate you. This isn't new with me. Maybe it is. I don't feel like it is. If they've, when they've had other targets. And, but yeah, I'm like, my point is something big is going on out there. That's a good thing. I mean, for them to beg this hard and try and cancel my appointment, force me to wait for an hour, lie that, I got an employee sent the text, all just to stall and make me leave or go out in the car and fry, and, because I have breathing problems, asthma and stuff. But I was okay this time. And, yeah, or maybe the business is mad because, again, they stalled me again for 45 minutes, close to an hour the first time. Maybe they thought, let's see if she does it. Of course. If you want to stall me next time, 2 hours, 3 hours, go ahead. But I'm still going to report it right up here. There's nothing you can blackmail me with. Nothing anyone, any y'alls can make me change from any angle, whatever side you happen to be on. I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do it even more. So, and, yeah, they're trying to act like, see, look, and that obviously means someone out there, a human with a high position, somebody's a large group of people, or even one person. It's definitely a large group of people with a big place in society. These aren't little scummy shops, retail. It's scum posing as humans with no high positions, no social standing, no class, no nothing. These aren't those types of people that are hounding the scum. These are high-level people. They're humans. And, some or one of them, which we all know is more than one, but some or one of them is saying or doing something, criticizing them, is not on their side. And the gang stalkers do not like it. Yay! Again, then you think, well, that's why I made that comment. Well, it's not you must have known. You already knew that most of the city hates you for what you're doing. Nobody likes. That's why they invent these groups, because everyone hates them. Nobody looks at them twice in real society. Real laws, American laws. This isn't Indiana scum law with cheap, lower, the lowest form of retail in the food chain. I don't see why they thought I'd believe it. Nobody believes that they run the town. I mean, there are laws, stuff like that. Anyway, and humans, stuff like that. Somebody somewhere, humans with a high level, humans count in the real world, not scum and mildew and mold. Someone or somebody's is that's what it is disagreeing with what they're doing to me. And has criticized them and done or said something to Home Depot, Walmart, and Springfield, something they don't like. And they're not used to that. They're used to everyone siding with them, not. It's like 97.99999% of the population is against you, so. So yeah, I'll post more later. So! I'll be back with more. Right now I'm tired. I am Lips Aflame! And I report all the nasty, dastardly, dirty, sneaky, snaky, shady, underhanded business attacks that businesses perform. I want to know when. I want to know where. I want to know who. I want to know how. But most of all, I want to know